Here I am. The way I would love to tell y'all something right now. Let me just say, God got jokes. God got jokes because the way He just put something in my face, and I'm just like, and the way it lines up right now, I'm just like, okay. I had to laugh. I had to laugh with God. So I'm like, God, are you laughing at me, or are you laughing at me, with me, at me? I don't know. So I'm just like, you know what? This phase of my life right now, I am just day by day it, I'm trying to be stress free. I just went through a procedure on Tuesday. And Lord Jesus. I have this procedure before, but it was two procedures in one. Two procedures in one? Two well, let me just say it was just two procedures. One of the procedures I've never had before. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna bounce back from this. I'll be good. I can go to work the next day, I'll just take a half day, just in case, whatever. I should have taken I should have taken a full day after. I have to realize I am I'm mature. My body is mature. My body is reminding me that I'm mature, or that it's mature. Let me say, I'm not saying I'm immature, but my body is reminding me that it is, it has matured, and things that might have been we've been used to in the past. So I was like, ooh, today is my first 100% day. Yesterday, I say about midway, I was at a good 90%. And just things, I'm just trying to feel life day by day. Um, my birth month actually was freaking awesome. Um, let's see what else. Life has been good. Let me just say that life has been good. I mean, it has its challenges. Lord knows it does. But what I am choosing for myself right now in this part of my life, just continuing to express gratitude, and not allowing myself to just like with the the things that I've have expressed in the past about just I don't understand why and this and that. All of it's necessary for where I'm going, because I'll always be able to look back and be like, ah, man, I remember when I was going through, and here I am, and this led me here, and that led me here, and then this happened, and then that happened, and so, it is what it is. Um, let's see what else. I watched. What was I watching yesterday? just something on the BBC channel. And if you know what the BBC channel, then you just know what it is. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I am a nerd for the BBC channel. And it hit me because this thief was getting ready to be, was he getting ready to be arrested? He came into a church, and the priest, he told, I guess the guards to go on about their way. And so the priest in good faith said, he gave this thief silver candle holders and said, here, take this. I know that you want to be an honest man and you'll do right. And I think he might have, so the thief took the silver, and he went on about his way. And so the priest was having a conversation with, I guess, like one of the sisters, and he was saying, well, he prayed for him and said, well, God, I did my best, it's up to you now. I did my part. So that made me, what? Moving forward, now I see why it's so important to pray for people like that. I don't want to say enemies, but whatever. For the sake of this conversation, praying for your enemies, praying for the people who wrong you, because you do your part, and then you just give it to God. And so that is something that really hit my heart in a way, and my conscience. And then later on in the show, the thief was just, he's traveling down this road. I don't know where he was going. And, he was sitting under a tree or whatever. And here comes this little boy. And, he's singing to himself. He's, tossing a coin or whatever. And then so he ended up dropping the coin, and it rolls over to that thief. And so the thief puts his foot on it. And he's like, oh, excuse me, sir. You seen my 40 something, whatever, I don't know what it was. And he was like, no. He was like, what's your name? And the little boy told him his name, whatever. And the little boy was insisting, can you please, move your foot, And so the thief starts to fuss at the little boy, and the little boy chastised him, and he ran off crying. So the thief, picked the coin up. He looked at it, put it in his pocket. And then in the direction that the little boy was traveling, some church bells were going off. And I guess that's when he got hit with conviction. And so he started calling out to the boy. But he was long gone, and he felt bad. I was like, this was a test from God to see what he was going to do. And he failed. So later on in the show, I guess this man, because I got in the middle of it, and this man, he got himself together, got his life right, and he started up his own business, and allowed anyone who wanted to work for him. I guess it was his own way to pay back for what he did to that little boy, and I guess it's his life period. But later on in the show, movie, whatever, here comes this sheriff or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking for a man, da 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 da, which I think he kind of knew it was him, was talking about, the wrongs of the past, whatever. So here this comes now to bite him in the butt, even though now he's making an honest living. And I'm just like, wow. And it made me think about something that I did recently. And I was under conviction, and it blew up in my face. And I know better. And, I'm still having to try to forgive myself day by day. I whatever. I ain't going into too much detail. But then today, God put something in my face laughing at me. I'm like, are you laughing at me? You laughing with me? You so in this time that I've been just private into myself, in my little peace palace. Um, I haven't been just all idle and just not doing anything. And I'm not just confined to being here. I've been getting out and you know enjoying myself and life and learning things and just trying to continue on this way of life that I'm trying to live just in peace. And anything that's disrupting that, like it's got to go, and there's no turning back to it. There's once you have shown me, that's it. And I just I don't I don't want to engage anymore. With me, you only get one chance. Unfortunately, there are some areas of my life that I have been trying to, like, not areas, one particular area, one particular person, um, not my ex-husband, that I've been trying to just, okay, look, I keep trying to clean slate them, but they keep showing me the same shit, keep showing me that I cannot trust them. And, and it be so just like, it's the audacity because you right in my face doing it. I can't help it. So all I can do is either try to avoid it as best as possible. So, but yeah, this is one of those things where you can't avoid it until you can get away from it. So it is what it is. Um, but I'm not gonna harp on that. I can only control the controllable, which is myself. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna kiss nobody's ass to make them comfortable around me. Either you just understand that I don't like you, but I'll be respectful, but I'm not gonna minimize myself or change myself for you. It is what it is. Um, let's see what else. Because I don't even, honestly, I have not been to my channel. Sometimes I rewatch my stuff, just to see, how far I've come. Lord, I've been here, what, 3 years now, maybe? Oh, 3 years ago. Lord Jesus. Boy, things were different, you know? It's, anyways. Um, I'm good. And honestly, I don't know if I'll come back to do videos. I mean, I have something in mind that I want to do. And once I'm in position to be able to do that, then I'm going to do it. So, I think that's it. I think that's all I got to say. So, am grateful for the followers that I do have. Thank you for bearing with me. If you've been here since day one, or if you've been here just in the last, I don't know. It don't even matter. I don't even want to put, you know, a time. Just if you're here, I'm grateful. If you're passing through, I'm grateful. If you like or don't like, or comment or don't comment, I'm grateful. If you took 30 seconds, if you watched the full 10 minutes, if you watch the full video in its entirety, I'm grateful. I'm not here for likes, I'm not here for comments, I'm not here for monetary reasons. You know, this is just me doing this because this is something that was placed on me to do. Because trust me, YouTube, talking about my life, not knowing who's watching. Um, yeah. So, and if you see me kind of looking off to the side over here, I'm looking at my patio view. Got some neighbors that are moving, so I'm just kind of just watching, not being nosy. They're just in my line of vision, so I'm just looking. Um, but anyways, I will catch y'all. I'll see y'all when I see you.